Oh, it's on. Put it here. Everybody. Yeah. Fuck Philly. Yo, have you guys have you guys seen the Teddy Riley and Don Cannon is interviews where he's going through like how he made Remember the Time, and just a he showed how he made No Diggity for Backstreet, and he goes through his like his New Jack Swing, and it reminded me of something that like I talked about a lot when I was doing samples. But just watching the way that a musician puts it across, it's a little bit different. And I'll show you what I mean. Let's just go. Let's just go look at one of them. Cause this, let's see here. Let's pull up a YouTube. Show you what I mean. YouTube. See if I can find it real quick. That's the chords for Remember the Time. Here we go. Damn, this ain't the one. No, where is it? Where are you? Damn. Well, it's in the it's in this interview right here. It's like 2 hours long. Let me see if he got channels. Or I'm so glad they did a 2 hour long joint with him, because it's so, you see like a lot of content on YouTube, and it's very technical. It's not very musical, and I love watching these Don Cannon interviews with the guys who played stuff in, because it gives you, like, you can't make good computer music if you don't understand how like good music people think.
Way. And that's what No Diggity did. And that's what Remember the Time and these records did.
Man, I was so confused about No Diggity because there's a couple things. When I was younger, I was like, I thought Dr. Dre made the beat, all right?
Everybody had that in me, and gonna look at. So, it was do that. This is not. I couldn't make. So
That's crazy.
what I did was I cut it up in 4 pieces, which made it simple. Had no bottom in the kick. So what I did was I put the ultra bass on the drums, and it gave it the rumble. Then the backwards bass,
Yo.
which and this is one of those songs I didn't put a bass. So this was the bass.
Listen to this right here. Listen to this. Listen to what he says.
You know what I'm saying? And came out.
Yeah. You know what? No.
Why
So you hear the
why
bass?
no bass, though? Why no bass?
This song, you just can't put no bass on a song like this. What would you put? Like we tried, like with the band, we tried to have the bass in there. It's just doesn't work.
Right. That's crazy.
So this is how it came out, and everybody was like, this even as a track.
Oh, and I'm trying to get to the part where he describes why he used that as a turnaround. Hold up.
It was the bet for everything.
Right. Right. So even with the lyrics, when you started with the lyrics, get down, no, like,
So
how did you get to the point of having it? Because I feel like that's a little bit of blues,
it is.
soul texture to it, and it's like, I had to bag it up. It just feels.
I didn't want to take it away from its roots. You know what I'm saying? All you could do is just sing about her. Little
Boy, following this, brother.
Yeah, wasn't really. It's a single, Jimmy. Nobody's getting this record half. That I used for it. That's the dance. And
The audio sounds ambient. Let's see what's up. It should not be ambient. We should be plugged in. Thank you for checking that. Yo. The MPC is not ambient. Oh, that's coming through the mic. Do not. Call me later. Where the hell's that coming from then? Okay, well, whatever. The point is, when he was describing in the clip I seen, like Cannon asked him, he's like, why'd you choose the dun, 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 as like, why'd you play that pattern? Like, what was that about? And this is what I like about watching the stuff from musical people and just listening to what they're saying, right? Instead, like a lot of the times, like we think because we're more visual on the DAW, and so much of it is locked in with the eyes that I need to see it on the piano roll. I need to see the wave. I need to see where it lines up on the so I could do that, right? But when he describes why he did the dun, 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 it was because he was like, well, I needed a turnaround and I wanted something impactful. And this is where his mind went. This was awesome to me. He's like, and I thought about the like a joke, like a right? So instead, obviously you're not gonna put that on the No Diggity beat. So he just found a cool, piano one shot and hit it with the dun 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 dun, dun, right? But dun 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 dun. And like when I was doing sample class, like I had a few modules about like finding motifs, taking old rock songs, and uh, like hearing him explain it versus the way that I would explain it. I was like, man, my explanation was so technical, but it's really it's really super simple. And this just reminded me that sometimes like the way that we interface with music is, especially coming from the computer, it can get you stuck. It can slow you down, like being too technical, instead of just thinking in terms of music. It's like I noticed like a lot of people have a tendency to put restrictions on themselves on like what they could play, or I can't use this or I can't use that because it's been done before. But when you sit with people who compose, from a strictly musical perspective, what I mean by that is like they got an instrument in front of them and they're writing on the instrument. They're not writing in the piano roll. Like they're constantly referencing, and it's just not files on their computer, or it's not like a MIDI cheat sheet or scalar or something like that. Like it's the same thing that's going on. It's just going on in their mind, like curated through either the music or the sounds or the tones that that connect with their style, right? Like that's why all these dudes have a style, is because they've curated these moments. Like, so when Teddy Riley wants an impactful turnaround, he's thinking about the badum, and playing some version of that. um like I was not hanging out, I was working out at the gym, and my workout album for like the past like 3 weeks has been Prodigy's HNIC, right? And I realized that, because like now I'm in a different spot. Like I don't like cook up music for tutorials. I'm not like studying the newest drops so that I could stay in the algorithm. Like I'm not like teaching people how to make 808s and stuff like that. It's just making stuff for me and the music that I like. The music and like the beats that I like the most is like to make. It's like stuff that you would hear on a Capadonna solo album, or like the lead single from a Killer Army album, or the Prodigy HNIC beats. The Prodigy HNIC beats is like a really good like representation of the stuff I like to make on so many levels, right? And so I started thinking about the melodies on there, you know, because there's and like this one right here, this is one of them. This is you say like if you tell somebody who don't know nothing, you're like, yeah, I did what you rep on Prodigy HNIC. Be like, oh, why'd you do that? Why didn't you come out of something with your own mind? It's like, no, bro, that's not how it works. Like everybody does this. Everybody, even the people who you think are getting whispers from beat cheeses. So, and then you go, like if I play you the Prodigy one, where they at?
Fuck. What the fuck, yo? Fuck, yo.
Like you could hear like it's not the same melody, but you know like if you've been programmed or you've been or you like I do when I do this exercise, I do it on the keyboard. I don't draw it. Um, it's a lot easier to to execute for me just playing it in and then I'll go in and fix it. But you listen to that, you know what that is. It's a it's a strum. They're strumming a chord and then they're playing two close notes, right? You only get that sound playing two close notes, and then they bounce back and forth, and then they do like a little movement or whatever. And like once you know the basics, you could go and take that and just do your own. That movement here was not wasn't in there, and the way that I closed it out wasn't in there. You get used to like when you write, you get used to that. That's what writing is, and it's you don't have to get stuck um like waiting for this perfect melody to pop in your head. You just gotta work. And you might ask yourself, especially as we're all getting older, when and your opportunities get less and less, and you're like, why am I still sitting down at the computer, flipping melodies, or why am I still, even spending time on this? Why don't I go watch TV or something? And a lot of, you know, for people who make music as long as we do, what or let me not group all you guys into this. Let me just say it for myself. And if it comes back, you know, if it makes sense to you, it'll make sense to you. But for me, right? For me, I've been doing like a lot of not like a lot of, but I've been interested in like the way I just been working on myself. I don't and one of the things that I've learned about the way that I just um the way that my mind works is that for me personally, I need to be working on a puzzle daily. Daily need to be working on a puzzle. And I need to be working on a puzzle that I can like introduce complexity into, and I could keep on achieving and leveling up and leveling up and leveling up. So sometimes that puzzle is just playing ranked games in Marvel Rivals for 2 hours and rank and leveling up, right? Sometimes it's that, but most times it's making a beat, or making a sample, figuring out the chords, figuring out the plug-in chains. And as you get older, if you're like that, it's important that you keep on doing it so that like mental muscle doesn't atrophy, um and kind of nuke the person that you are, because like if you dip around on message boards and like talk about making hip hop and stuff, like you pop up against like a lot of negativity, especially like if you make boom bap, you pop up against a lot of negativity, people saying that your music isn't complex enough or this and that, and it can, like any of us, you get like, yo, is there something to that, like should I be doing something else? And it's like, no, bro, like you might just be the type of person who who's got to constantly work on the puzzle, so if that sticks, bro, if that makes sense to you, you're definitely There's definitely more people out there like that than you think. Is trap still a thing in the U.S.? Yeah, trap's still a thing in the U.S. Trap is like trap is like hip hop, bro. Like trap is it's not a fad. It's gonna be like it's a different. Like I told y'all, that like trap is a different genre. It's a different genre. It's a different culture. It it sticks under the hip hop um umbrella because of the way that the music industry here um conditions black music, you know, and just kind of just like once like the way the music industry in America, like once they have a name for something that is black music, they just throw everything into that bucket so they can, it's it's rooted in racism, but yeah, it's been around too long to be a fad, for sure. So, but that's been like if you guys are like if you guys are if you guys are stuck on on what to make or something like that, you just find your favorite stuff. Like for example, this beat. Like that beat don't sound like nothing like the last song off of It's Dark as Hell is Hot and Hell is Hot, right? But if we go to It's Dark and Hell is Hot, check this out.
Yeah. Hey yo, let's get papers and pop mobile holes up in skyscrapers and condominiums overlooking our drug capers. New York City.
So that's two notes. They put the low note in the front and then move up. It's a half step. Ding, 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 ding. Listen. And you listen to you listen to the Dame Grease beat, and it's all like focused on that high note of the piano, bang bang bang. That's just like when I sat down, I have nothing in my head, and so I'm just like, all right, what's a song I love? You know, let me start there, and instead of and I know that was a sample that was chopped and put on a pad, but just thinking about it from like a composer perspective, where's my I'm just going with the chord, the or the the first and the fifth, and then in the left hand just, and then when you listen to it, like you hear that, it's got that little string, fall in the front. You can hear the mellotron strings in the back, and then the piano is just, it's not like a full feature up in your face. It's a part of the composition. So once you get like, even, because people are like, I don't want to steal music, but if you don't think about it like stealing, you just think about it like vibing to your favorite stuff, just vibing, and then you start having fun practicing, right? And then you will find, right, like this is where Beat Jesus shows up. Once you figure out what they did with their hands, right, you start, oh, okay, I can flip it. Instead of going there, I'll go here, right? Adrenaline said, I found therapy in writing songs these days, not so much in producing. Sold off most of my vintage gear down to the 2000 XL MPC Live 2, Arturia Mini Freak, and the Mackie 32.8. I mean, that's still that's a you know, that's a loadout, bro. And I mean, and we're definitely, you know, just with the way life in general is going, we're definitely in the slim down the loadout hours more so than the expansion, you know. It sound nice and saturated. That is because it is. It is. I got it running through a lot of stuff right now. But this little going through going through this one here. And then the Air Flavor Pro is like my favorite plugin right now for making the vintage vibes. Analog Banger says that HNIC album is a sum of its parts, a cinematic master. Yeah, no, listen, HNIC is one of my. I mean, I know it's a Prodigy solo album, but it's one of my favorite Mobb Deep albums. It's like Prodigy has a lot of solo albums, but the HNIC feels like a Mobb Deep album. Havoc's on there a couple times. The it's before he got like really into rapping about the conspiracy stuff. Like it's still on there. It's still on there, but the way that he does it, it's more like it's more grounded. Like he got, you know, he's got the song about riding around the city with his boys, and the song going back and forth with his girl. All right, but what do I want to do next? Let me go ahead and save this, and then we'll see where we go. Main save. Double check that. I don't need to hear all that right now. I learned. I've been watching. I like to watch. I like to watch Bricks make samples and beats lately, and one cool trick that he does is after he makes his sample, he'll change the pitch, and the way that he finds, because he works with a lot of 808s, but I liked it because I'm a like bass is important to me type person. And something he does is he'll be in FL, and he'll pitch the sample in the playlist until he finds the pitch at which the sample sounds best with the bass line. Right? Like that's the boss of where the pitch, he don't care what the samples sound like at any pitch. He will change it to any pitch just as long as it sounds good with the bass line. So that's kind of like what I was doing here. I was writing a so I found this. Haven't been around for a while. Curious to your thoughts on Suno. Um, I mean, my thoughts on Suno is that it's not it's not really interesting to me. I don't I don't I don't find a tool like Suno interesting. Like when I was talking before about Teddy Riley and the like the like how musical he is and the way that musical people describe how they get this turnaround or why they picked this chord or why they did that, like the way that they think is always in, I don't know, I don't want to say musical again, but it's in service to like a rhythm or a harmony or how to how to mix different things that don't go together to get them to go. And that's how you get something like New Jack Swing. That's how you get something like hip hop. That's how you get that's how you get track, that's how you get trap music. That's how you get dirty south music. um but with things like Suno, you don't get anything like that. You know, you just it's just and it oh, because of the title. I forgot what I named this video. Yeah, I wasn't planning on talking about AI, but like with Suno and shit, like I don't know. It's just off of reflex, I find it incredibly corny. I find the premise for the company um extremely dorky. Just super dorky, dog. Like the explanation of there's a whole bunch of people that want to make music and they just don't like the process of making music, so we made it so that they don't have to go through the process of making music. Like it's just fucking, like, that premise is dorky to me. Like there's nothing dope about that. Um and I've been following you since pandemic times. Did you ever think we get to this point so quickly where we be having discussions against prompting and producing? Not really, Flow Man. It kind of snuck up on me, to be honest with you. It's not something it's not something that I seen happening. Um, you know, I would but again, man, it's like you're taking, the further away that we go from the Teddy Rileys making the music that we listen to, and the worse it is for music. You know what I mean? Like you need people, or you want people who are masters at what they do, creating the music that accompanies your life. That's what you want. What you don't want is a bunch of hacks creating the music that's the soundtrack of your life, because it's going to sound hacky. You're going to have a hacky soundtrack. For for as terrible, like, for as terrible as we don't even got to do that. But like if you just, I don't know. I feel like I'm being pretty direct here. That shit sucks. That shit sucks. I don't I don't People who use it, I think, are dorks. I think the content creators that are pushing that shit right now are making a tremendous mistake. Uh because it's to get what Flowman is asking. Um not only like not only like not only is it, bro, there's gonna be prompt based tutorials. Okay, there's gonna be prompt based tutorials. You guys' tutorial YouTube channels, they're done, bro. They're done. They're done. Right? You've got a fucking channel. Why you guys get me started on this shit? You got a fucking channel, right? That's on YouTube. That's public. That anybody can take the transcript of, right? Put it in an LLM, and then be like, yo, make me a video to accompany this. Now switch it up enough so it isn't plagiarism. Now okay, now give me a hip hop East Coast accent. And then out comes a brand new tutorial about about this. So somebody who wants to get into this space, right? All they got to do is get into the algorithm, see what triggers the algorithm, and like, bro, you guys thought that somebody taking your favorite YouTuber of the moments, like thumbnails and tutorial topics, like you thought that pissed you off? Wait until AI just starts doing the video, right? Wait until some fucking vulture in another country who don't care about rap music, who don't care about nothing that we're doing, just starts making money on YouTube with a faceless YouTube channel, because you got to get it any way that you can. And how dumb are you gonna feel? Like, you used to have this content creator business, and now you put yourself out of business because your bitch ass wanted to. I don't want to look like the old person. I don't want to look like I'm out of touch. This is what's in the algorithm, and I need to put it there. Like you don't stand for nothing. You fall for anything, right? And what y'all boys are gonna fall for is not having channels anymore. Y'all are not gonna have channels anymore, and you guys are the people who need this shit. Like this is your number one. This is and it's not even, bro. It's not even it's not even in just in our space. Like I have a buddy, he's got he's got an excellent role at a huge company. Right, he's got an excellent role at a huge company, and he's telling me about how he's got different LLMs writing his business cases, and the shit that he used to do for a week, he's turning into his boss, and I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, yo, he's like, yeah, they had a meeting with me to see how I did it. I was like, you showed your superiors how you're using AI to complete your work? It's like, yeah, well, they're talking about like changing my role, and I'm going to teach people how to prompt. And I'm like, bro, you're a fucking vice president. Like you're a vice president. And they're gonna it's like, you're vice president, bro. You don't want to be a prompt engineer, dog. Like, that's the the novelty of Suno and Midjourney and Sora, from like, wow, oh my god, it's the future, and look at how look at what we could do with computers and stuff like that. Like, yeah, bro, like that was awesome to see. It's like being in the future. Flowman said, I could take all the links of all your YouTube videos, put them in Notebook LM, and it'll create a course based on your video tutorials, and it'll be hyper accurate. Yeah, no, listen, somebody who's, the reason why I know this, Flowman, is because somebody who was in this chat did that, bro, and he showed it to me. He never made a tutorial in his life and made the most excellent tutorial on frequency balancing for pro mixing, and it was fantastic. It was fan fucking tastic. It was better than any tutorial that anybody in the hip hop YouTuber space had made it, because he found some dudes in Europe that speak in a different language and took their sauce. You know what I mean? First mistake hip hop did was telling people how easy it was to create our music. Yo, Keyflow, you remember back in like the early 2000s when all them dudes were on the this is a 10-minute beat. It only took me 10 minutes to make. It's been downhill since then. Journalist says it can either subtract from the integrity in the art and expression, or it can 10 times the experience where you can hear your art expression potentially maximized. I don't understand that take. I don't see how it can 10x your experience where you could hear your art potentially maximized. I don't understand that. I'm not saying I disagree. I just don't get it. Like when I see those videos of like, this is what my song sounded like before Suno, and then they fucking like, this is what it sounded like afterwards. Like I just see that as I'm not coming for you, but I just see it as pathetic. I'm just like, I just look at it and I'm like, okay, you suck. And then when I listen to the Suno version, it's like, okay, you suck a little less with Suno, you know? Like, oh, you suck at making beats. Oh, you put it in AI. Okay, AI is a little better than you at making beats, but you still suck. Still not good. Chameleon says, blame Puffy with his bling bling rap. It all went down after that. But we don't want to retext. No, Chameleon. It makes a video now, dog. It makes a video now. Like it's not text. It makes a video animated with it, bro. It'll make my dog. This man made the new mixing cheat sheets. My dog made the new mixing cheat sheet, bro. Where's he at? Hold on. Where'd he go? I had to learn Photoshop to make the mixing cheat sheet, bro. Look at this. And it works. And this shit works. This shit is fantastic, dog. I told 7C's put that shit on a mouse pad and charge $40 for it. Or get four mouse pads for 80. Like, you know. Analog. AI is gonna get you good. The scam industry is on fire right now. Bro, that's a fact, bro. That's a fact. And not only that, like, as far as this, like, the Suno, it sounds like bro, the screen's on the MPC. Oh, hold up. Let me show y'all. Hold up. Let me show y'all. Check this out. Let me show y'all. Look. Look. And this comes from these dudes there's this there's this group of pro mixers, right? And they have tutorials, where they're giving up all their sauce. And so this is just scrubbed from their videos. The fucking videos are in Spanish, boys. Boom, 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 boom. And my dude just made like this right here. This is either, this is either like a 20, 30, $40 product, right? The beginning of a course, or like I'm just telling you how somebody, who does like sales funnels and online things. Or this is here, take the free mixing cheat sheet and give me your email so I can fucking bam 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 you about my course. But now I don't even gotta make the course, bro. I could just go to Navy D's channel. I could just go to Av McCree's channel. I go to Eddie channel that uses YouTube to have a fucking playlist, and then boom, there it is. It's called plagiarism, but can't prove it, dog. This is what we accepted, right? Like this is like Frank. This is what we accepted. This is when we installed ChatGPT and on our phones. When we opened up Suno, right? When we brought AI into our lives, this type of hijinks is what we accepted. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to do this because I don't want to, right? But I'm telling you, somebody is going to, right? This is that like somebody is going to. There's a whole bunch of people who watch YouTube who were like I could do it better. Like that's why you guys have Bolo and EA Ski now, right? Is because they watched the YouTubers who were online before and they were like, fuck that, I could do it better, right? That was I'll tell you guys how this shit's gonna go. I'll give you the history so you can see the future, right? First, I'm gonna go way back. First, we started with War Beats, showing everybody how to use FL Studio, right? Then you get to early YouTube, and you get buddy with Reason. Like, hey fams, I'm gonna show you how to do an MMG chord progression. Y'all remember that guy, right? The King Hip Hop or whatever it was, right? Then you get into into the Busy Works beats. What's it called? Mr. Different, Bass Gutter. CMP pops up, the era of music, right? Then you get into the internet money tutorials and online producers starting to get placements in the industry, and then you get the industry producers being like, hold on, wait, people are making money on YouTube, going to YouTube, making money, and the next thing that you're going to get is people scrubbing the industry producers and everybody else's videos and doing faceless content, and it's going to get everybody out of there. It's going to get everybody out of there. You know why? Because it's not going to come with affiliate links. If you look at the pain point for what like watching YouTube is and doing music YouTube and stuff like that, the pain point is the constant sales. The pain point is regular people who are just getting into music, who are trying to figure out how to sound good, they don't want to hear about your drum kit. They don't want to hear about your course. They don't want to hear about your presets. They don't want to hear about your new plugin, right? And if there comes along animated videos that can clearly tell somebody how to EQ a snare to get it out of the way of the piano so that the track can hit harder, and they don't have to fast forward through your sounds drop, and they don't have to be alerted with your goofy face being all surprised because Native Instruments has dropped a new plugin that does the same thing as their last 4 plugins did, and it doesn't make them feel like they have to continue to spend money when people don't have no money to fucking spend anymore anyway. You're done. That's what you will see. That's what type of time you're on. Jayon, what's up? He says, "Oh my goodness," because he can't wait to not have to listen to somebody, tell them about their sample pack. Lino says, "I'll do you one better. They won't even need to come online to get those videos pre-made. They'll be able to do it for themselves in real time and learn what they want." Facts, bro. Flowman says, "I think the next iteration of Suno, they'll incorporate a specific plugin, VST Streets, and they'll have a drop-down engineer type." To be honest with you, I haven't used Suno since the first time I used Suno, so I don't know. I don't even understand what conditions it's in. I just as a red-blooded American male, typing prompts in to make music just doesn't connect with me. Suno's looking to replace the DAW. Huh. What even is this shit? What does it even do anymore? Is it a you just come here and type what you want and it makes a song? That's what that does. Yeah, bro, I just look at it and it makes me mad. Oh, Sun Studio for the previous users? That shit just irritates me. Like, you could do this, and even if you can't do this, like, you could meet somebody who does this and work with them and have fun with people, you know? Like, imagine making music with people and having fun. It's a crazy concept. Instead of sample packs, people will buy a pack that tells the NPU how to make Wu-Tang type loops. God damn it. God damn it. Yo, I wonder how the sample pack people feel about Suno. I'd be interested in that. I'd be interested to hear how those guys are dealing with it. Main. Hit the main brain. Bro, I love this stupid button with the convert and the chop. Like it is just this one button has made it has made this process so easy that I just I don't know. I it's so fun to chop drum loops now. Now you go back here. A little fixaroo. And to the copying and stealing point, I heard something I liked in the original break, so I'm gonna do something like it. Oh damn, my bad. I had the wrong MPC up. Sorry. Yo, my bad. I'm rusty. I'm rusty with the with the stream deck. My bad, y'all. All right. I need an open hat. Let's go to the MPC plugins. Hit up a little Fabric. Nope. Fabric. Hit the old synth bass sub. What do we got here? That's a nice one. What we got? What we got? Yo, y'all gotta remember to send Keyflow all your loops. He just got on Chris Brown's album, so y'all missed the Chris Brown placement because you ain't sent Keyflow loops. Y'all thought I was joking. Tyrone, what's up, dog? Appreciate you, boy. How you doing? Is the XL as they say it is? Opinion of it. Keep it real on the real. I'm still learning. Okay. I got you. What do they say it is? And I'll tell you. What's the consensus? Yo, why did they put the utility plugin in the harmonic section, bro? Like, why? They say it's some money grab that the SE can do the same thing. Oh. Well, I never had the SE. I had the X. So I can give you the difference between the X and the SE, right? And the difference between the X and the SE was that the SE had an extra, I think an extra two. It had the 4 gigs of RAM, right? So first of all, the the this is the best the best modern standalone experience that you could get on an MPC, hands down. The reason why is is because it um oh, it says when you come in, say good morning. Appreciate you. And shout out to Mama. But so Tyrone, it's the best standalone experience that you could have. The reason why is because the new computer inside of it is powerful enough to do everything that you always wanted to do on an MPC, right? So here's the thing that a lot, like, you know what I never hear anybody talk, like, for as much as people are like, oh, my computer could do that, my computer could do that, my computer could do that. You can't compose, like right out of the box, like you can't compose on a computer with zero latency without giving something up, right? Or without having a DAW like Studio One that has that has a zero latency channel. And then even when you use the zero latency channel on Studio One, like you guys know that have tried to do it, it gets a little sticky, right? It's a little weird, right? This, when I start going in and I start saying, okay, now I'm gonna go to a plugin channel, right? Hold on, let me switch my MIDI keyboard. Like, if I play the beat, like this is their highest fidelity plugin, for right. This plugin, you couldn't run 2 stage pianos on the old MPCs. You see, this is a multi-sample piano. It sounds like you put it up there with any motif patch or any workstation patch that you have, and I could have a full beat playing, and I could play, and there's no latency. That's the one, bro. There's no latency on the MPC. That's how dope the computer is, right? Then on top of that, you start you start going through the presets, and it's almost instant now. And it used to it like that used to take 3 seconds to load, which is, when you're used to working on an MPC. The whole thing about working on the MPC that a lot of people don't understand is when we produce on it, we don't stop the music. The whole time it's going, and we're overdubbing and we're adding stuff to it. We're browsing samples in context. We're browsing this in context, right? So just for the power of the computer, it's different, right? Then you add on top of it the tactile feel of, I do so much just with this strip right here. You know, is I don't like touching the screen a lot, so it makes it easier like that. On top of that, the chop and convert buttons being here is amazing. If you like to chop samples, and then so before when we would chop, let me just I'll just show you. So you load a sample, right? You load a sample. You say, okay, let me go to my browser. Let's go to a break, right? So say you like this break and you want to chop it. Load the pool, right? Right. Then you double click. You just double click on the chop convert, and now you got. So what that does is it's a shortcut that takes you to the sample, right? So you understand the steps. It's a shortcut that takes you from whatever screen you're on to the sample edit menu, automatically puts you into chop mode, puts you into threshold mode, and sets the threshold to 62. So you've got this already set up. Now you can change the threshold so you catch your hi-hats. And now when you want to assign them, because remember before what we would have to do is we would have to shift, convert, a sample to a new pad, and then make a new track. And that's cool if you like a whole bunch of tracks. I don't like a whole bunch of tracks. I like to make a beat on one drum track using all samples inside that drum track like it is 1986, right? That's just the way I've been doing it. That's the way that I like it. So in order for me to be able to do that, I pick a sample, double click convert, tell it that I want it to go to the main track, and I want it to go to this pad right here, right? Send it to that pad. Do it, and then the sample will be there when I want to go to the main track. That little workflow right there it seems trivial, but when you're making hip hop, the way that I like to make it, anything that makes chopping a break easier is awesome, because all of the hip hop that like we really fuck with is either looped or chopped breaks. So it takes you right there to it. It's really made with us in mind. Do you think in music acquiring native instruments is going to kill off the machine for good? And do we get an MPC that could hold all the complete one? I don't know about holding all the complete, but I think from what they've shown us, the plan is to get us some of those sounds. The collaboration's already in place. I don't know. I don't know if it. I think machine is going to kill off the machine for good. Not them not having a touchscreen on that device is what's killing them. That's I think machine would be a lot more competitive if they had a machine that had touchscreen. To be honest, I thought the step edit is a normal little vertical bars that you had on the screen. Is this sub, or is that a sub menu? No, there's a step edit like here. So if you ever worked on JJOS, right? So you take this and say, hold on. So you see, like, this is your step sequencer, right? It shows where, depending on what pad you hit, it shows where your pad, where you are. So you go to bar 1, and what you can do is you pull this up, and you can edit the probability of it. You can ratchet it. You could get rid of it. You could nudge it a certain amount of ticks. So when when you hear these like these J Dilla beats and stuff like that, it wasn't 16 teeth. It was them working in list edit and nudging the kicks and the snares around so that it grooved with the sample. This is a much easier workflow of that, and you've got all of the the cue links are laid out the way that it makes sense. So super fun and super easy to use. I'm hearing that we're missing something in the low mids. Hold on. Yo, don't sleep on Fabric. Fabric got some basses in it, bro. That shit is destroying my sub right now. That's what's up. So I'm gonna find some. So one thing I do to check that, I don't. I think MPC World likes this plugin a lot. I do not like the way this plugin sounds, but their visual EQ. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but it does. I do not like the way that it sounds. Something's happening there. And this is why I think that, putting Contact in here, so like even though the computer's more powerful, like I don't know if we get in Contact 7 in here. Maybe we get Contact like 3 in here. But look at what this does to the, where is it? Visual EQ. Like when you put it in, it like yeah, like 500 don't got nothing there. So I just double check and then I'll take it out because it sucks. You hear that, right? Like it's rolling off highs or something, bro. Your CMP, you got the Fabric Vintage Collection? Yeah. Well, yeah, when it went on sale, I got almost all the MPC instruments. And then between that and then buying this new, I wound up with a bunch of them. I think the only MPC instruments I don't have is like the Moog or but I have a lot of their stuff. It works really good. What was I doing? I was looking for a sample. Browse. This is the important part of when you're like making this type of hip hop and then making your own samples. You got to go and then get like some samples to layer into it to make it convincing. You see what I'm saying? Like just like that simple of moving. Like I was able to get to two filters, the high pass and the like I used to be able, like on MPC 2500, I could get to that in the program edit. They were right next to each other. It's super easy. This is like that amplified because it's super easy. I know I have a muscle memory where my high pass filter is. My low pass filter is easy to get to. I could get it on any pad. It's quick and it's quicker than the. I thought that the Q links being up here was gonna slow me down, but it's actually faster than the 16x16. Sorry, than the 4x4. And then I don't have anything high, so I got room to put something high in here too. Oh, y'all boys are having fun in here. They don't matter. Figure out what you're trying to do, and yeah, that's true, Matt. But you gotta remember, sometimes people are like driving, listening to YouTube, just passing the time on a Saturday morning. They want to hear the takes from different people. Let's see what I can do up high. This is coming to you from the School of Bricks. what's your take on the AI samples for chopping? I would have to go watch back a while if you're still alive, if you told us already. I use an XL and a Key 37 to sample with. Be here Tuesday. I'm hyped. Yeah. The I don't like the AI samples for chopping. Like, to be honest with you, and this is no disrespect to anybody who's made a video using the shit or likes the shit. Like, I'm not. This is just like my opinion. But like when I listen to like the beats that people make with the AI chops, they fucking don't sound good, bro. Like, the shit don't sound like rap. It sounds like it sounds like a character. It sounds like a character of, you know what it sounds like. You know what that shit sounds like. Are y'all familiar with '90s Michael Jackson music? Like the '90s Michael Jackson shit. It sounds like Michael Michael Jackson in the '90s. He had really, 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 really mean hip hop grooves in his shit. Like if you listen to Jam, if you listen to like Remember the Time, that era, I think it, like he had really mean hip hop grooves, but that shit did not sound like hip hop. It didn't sound like hip hop at all. You knew it wasn't hip hop. And it was because of the drum samples that they were picking, and it was because of the musicality and just the sounds, right? Like Remember the Time is a good example of that. It sounded like really poppy rap music. And that's what the AI sampled. Like their stuff, it doesn't have that thing that, like, you not going, like, I have not found one sampled beat that started as an AI sample that is just like, man, that's up there with Shook Ones, bro. You know, that's up there. You know, that's up there with Cream, bro. Like, that's up there with Who Shot Ya. And it's because there is a, you know, like if you listen to the sample, if you go here and you do, right, this is one of my favorite beats all time.
Now turn the mics up. Turn that mic up. Yeah, the beat is knocking. Leave that mic up though. Turn that shit the fuck up. What?
Right, you listen to that. Now if you go try to find the loop, let's listen to the loop.
But just remember this. As long as you live and breathe, I love you, David. I really love you. But just remember.
All of that is happening in the loop, and now when you listen to the beat again,
As we proceed to give you what you need. Not five, get live,
Now turn the mics up. Turn that mic up. Yeah, the beat is.
like, you don't hear the vocal, and then when you go and you listen to it, you could kind of hear the vocal in the background. So you try to figure out what the heck, like, what did they do? What did they do to get, you know, to get rid of that vocal? Because they didn't have stems, they didn't have this, they didn't have that, right? And it's the process. It's the process of, like, okay, they sampled the left side of the record. Okay, so instantly your samples in mono, so that you could get rid of the vocal that was panned to the right, and then because you have the bleed from the console, you still have it low key in the background, and now because you're missing certain elements of the piano from tuning it, you have a musician come over and play like a D50 bell patch over the sample to get the overdub, so you have something that was commercially viable at the time, because Bad Boy had a standard of mids and high frequency content needing to be there because they weren't trying to sound like Wu-Tang. You see what I'm saying? So when you use an AI chop, you don't have any of that. You skip all of the process you skip all of the process and the mastery and the creativity that was making a hip hop beat, right? You just get rid of all of that, and then what winds up lacking is the soul of the beat. Like, yeah, technically, and that's why, like, people make those tracks, and it's like, oh, okay, like, I have the I have the music, I have the kick and the snare, I have the right drum kick, but something sounds like it's missing. And that's what it is. It sounds like it don't sound like the right thing. Rolling D50 is fire. Yeah. Don't we? Did they make a D50 for the damn MPC yet? I don't think I'll put anything in the high frequency of this beat. I think I got it. Jim Jones' verse and I'm Ready might be his best verse. It might be. Jim Jones had some. It's not Certified Gangsters. I ride through Lennox, all eyes on the tenant. Wanna say something winning, then I'm wild in a minute. Anytime, bro. I appreciate you for tapping in after all this time. Do I use the touch strip? Yes. I use the shit out of the touch strip. I usually I like to put it on pad level. And then it's easy to dial in the sound. My favorite, I just remembered my favorite Jim Jones verse is Crunk Music. Let off 6 whole rounds for one shell hit the ground. In the hood, I'm known as the capo. he did it on that one.
When you think about home tackling, nights is all that is break bang move, cause we in the mood to fight. This is that get crunk move, bitch, get drunk, stupid. How like space 4-5 way. This is that bang, bang, bang to my hula gang, gang. While you moving them things and your toolies go bang.
I love Bro, that's such a dope way to start a verse, bro. This is my this is that bang 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 for my hula gang gang and the tulas go bang. Ricochet rabbit, cause I click and spray Maddox and my dog straight savage. Goonies.
Call me Ricochet Rabbit, cause I click and spray Maddox and my nigga straight savage. Goonies. Penelope Pump let off 6-hole round, throwing shell, hit the ground. In the hood, I'm known as the capo, to the goons in the heights is old dato. Okay, I know me some vatos, the life of moving on vatos. Okay, muchacho, they told me that you got it, Paco. I know I'm moving.
Yo, to be honest with you, I thought Jim Jones couldn't rap until I heard this verse, and this verse made me go out and buy this album.
When someone lose, you know we gon' pop you at my time. This that 911 with a 9 M. If it's crime, let's have fun. Let's have fun.
It's that 9 double. If it's crime, let's have fun. Let's have fun. Yeah, that was the writer. Fucking AI, bro. Yes, I don't know, bro. Like, just at the end of the day, AI doesn't excite me because there's nothing exciting to me about typing in a prompt and getting music back. Like, it's just like when I first tried to use it, it was cool because I was like, okay, instead of I can get all of these, these Spanish type of samples without, and that's the other thing. The other thing is it's either one or two things happening here. Either the users don't know how to prompt anything, but like I couldn't get AI to make music the way that I wanted it to sound. Like I wanted the old Nelson Ned, the old Spanish, epic songs with the strings and the suspended chords and stuff like that. And all this shit could make was fake soul music. Like that's that's all it could make was fake soul music, fake rock music, fake country music, and fake synth trap music. Like it did not know how to make no Spanish music for shit. And I'm talking about dope Spanish music. Like I'm not talking about regular fucking major scale. Like I'm talking about like soundtrack level Spanish music. Just wanted to say thanks for everything, and you touched on the DJ Abs, real hybrid junkies out there. Yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to them brothers, bro. Those are goats. Those are goats. I appreciate you, Tyrone. I appreciate you always showing up and supporting, dude. Like when I talk about, like, I'm talking about like shit like this.
Al amanecer, un frío intenso mi cuerpo sintió. Y entonces busqué tu cuerpo en vano y estaba tu adiós.
You know what I mean? Like that shit make you want to put some boots on, grab a saddle, you know? You know what I mean? Like that's like that shit make you wanna mount up, go see about the cartel, bro. You gotta go, you gotta. We're gonna get away from the mansion. We about to go out into the fields, Like this is.
Yo recordé que hacía tiempo lo nuestro acabó. Y no sé por qué, hoy como siempre pienso en nuestro amor. ¿Qué será de mí si cada noche se apodera de mí un mal? Y es que yo sin ti soy como un barco que no sabe a dónde va. ¿Qué será de ti? A veces pienso que algún día volverás, porque tú al fin también mis
Oh, listen to this part right here. Listen to this part right here. You do a little loop of that right here.
porque tú al fin también.
Just that little part right there. And see, to me, right, here's the thing that Suno cannot give you for making samples. Suno cannot give me this 1 minute and 7 seconds and the excitement of hearing that little piece and knowing it to loop it. CMP, this the Malo type beats? No, the fuck it's not, bro. No, the fuck it's not. Like, that's not what we're calling these, dog. Respect to that man. Respect to that man. But no, bro. Never come here. Never come here and say that. Respect to that man. But no, bro. No. No. That's some Christopher Columbus ass shit right there.
También mis besos muchas veces notarás. ¿Qué será
You got drums right there.
de mí si cada noche se apodera de mí?
And Pseudo not singing like that, bro. Like, I'm sure they got something that, you know, sounds like this, and it does highs and lows or whatever, but this shit is this shit is crazy, bro. Like, this shit, if you put this on, you turn the lights low, you know, and you light up a joint, like, you gonna feel things, bro. You close your eyes, you're gonna start seeing things, you know. You're gonna start making a music video to this. You could, like, I don't know. It's just, and then again, not to there's no dig in Suno. There's no excitement, like. But again, this goes back to what I talked about in the beginning of the stream, you know, like, and learning about myself. Like I have the type of mind where I appreciate solving the puzzle. It's something that I need to do every day. Every day I need to work on a puzzle. Otherwise, if I just sit and watch TV, I feel like I'm wasting my life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm supposed to be working on something all the time. All the time I'm anxious about that shit, right? Like, that's why I had a YouTube channel for so long. Because I have to be working on something. So if I'm working on making music, and part of making music is listening to songs to find these little clips that I can loop and chop and make it to a beat, like, I can't get that from Suno. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why I'm so dismissive of it. I'm so dismissive of it. It just doesn't work for my mind. People be clowning Jones, but El Capo is a dope. Albums, lyrics, and production. Yeah, no, Jim Jones is I fuck with Jim Jones, bro. I like Jim Jones. People be clown. You go. Yeah, no, exactly. Nah, this is the music that the cartel man be chopping your body up to. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. And then, you know, you start to get into that vibe, and then you start thinking about the other sounds that could go to it. You know what I mean? If I put a prompt into Suno, like, it's done, bro. It's done, and it's you know, it's not good. I just went in my crates and found a sample that's been there for months. There you go, bro. There you go. Yeah, should be generic. Everything is in key. That's the other thing, bro. Like there is no dissonance. And you guys know, that's my whole thing, bro. I want the dissonance. Like everything is harmonically perfect. Sampling is musical discovery, and the hunt is the fun part. Yeah, yeah. Sampler versus Suno, two different purposes, right? Sampler doesn't make full songs. What is sampler? I think I seen sampler on my. I don't even know what sampler is. You and MG were early adopt. You should be the prompt king by now. Yeah, no, I wouldn't call myself an adopter. I tried it, because we were doing, because you wanted to see, but that shit sucked. That shit was not fun. What the hell? What is sampler? What is it? Sampler. What is this? What the fuck is this? This looks like it's about to piss me off. Sounds like dog shit. $69 for a lifetime payment. Sounds like dog shit. God, bro, this shit sounds like unwashed chicken. Oh my god. Shit sounds like I just hear unwashed chicken slapping against the fucking counter, bro. Can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it, bro. This is not for me. This is not for me, bro. I'm glad you guys are having fun with this shit, but actually I'm not. I hate it for you guys. This sucks. This fucking sucks. If you're on Sampler, people aren't getting close enough to what they're looking for without artist names. Sampler generates samples by prompt. I personally use artist names. I hear that's unethical. Just not gatekeeping my truth. I've got decent generations I could work with and build from. If you're on sampler, people aren't getting close enough to what they're looking for without artist names. Hey, wait, I'm gonna do a generation of my prompt. All right. You just heard unwashed chicken. Who's ever creating these fucking 60s soul samples sucks. Like these are ass. No tracks generated yet. Create music. Should be on the homepage now. Let me see. Public domain, Kodo Japanese. All right, here we go. Let's hear it. This sounds way better than these three. And there's a couple of like the string falls, that I would grab for, like a layer on a beat. Like I would put it on, maybe one of those do 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 doos. But this isn't, again.
Al amanecer, un frío intenso mi cuerpo sintió. Y entonces busqué tu cuerpo en vano y estaba tu adiós.
Like, it's unseasoned chicken. Like I don't feel anything when I listen to this. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't, and that's what in order for me to get excited about making, cuz here cuz here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, and I'll give you another, because we might be making different types of shit, right? But the like I was talking earlier about I was talking earlier about like musical people and how they describe how they work, right? So if you watch like Conductor's channel and you see his beat breakdowns, he don't ever show you like a MIDI pattern or it's nothing technical. It's, I was listening to this and it made me feel this, so I used it, right? Or when you see someone who plays, it's I was messing around playing someone else's song, and then I did something else here with the last two chords, and it's like Teddy Riley, like he was talking about producing "Remember the Time," and he's like, "Yeah, man, I like Tender Love so much that I just played those chords and I changed the last one, because I was just I kept on hearing Tender Love in my head, and I was just like, fuck it," and then boop, 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 he made "Remember the Time," you know. So I've been very intentional in the last few years, um, with focusing more on feeling than anything. It has to, like, the puzzle. The puzzle is one thing, right? We got to work on the puzzle. But if we're gonna respect the music, right, and we're gonna respect ourselves, then we want to communicate feeling. Like it has to. It's gotta feel. It's gotta or or But it has to. It has to feel like something, and that's the one thing. Like your prompt work, it's fantastic for a prompt. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm like credit where it's due. Your shit sounded better than whatever that fucking bullshit was. Those first three that we heard, right? Because that was ass. But and then it's like, if you know your shit, like, you could take those string falls and you could do like the type of shit that Timbaland used to do, like, you can't play J. But if you listen to, like, like how Timbaland used to always sample the Indian strings and shit like that. But the fire dudes will take that, replay it to use the idea. That's what the industry dudes. Well, okay, that is fantastic. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. So I've seen like a lot of the, like, AI is being used in every session that I go to, which is putting a battery in people's back. But what people don't realize is, when it comes to the industry, they always tell you like less than half of the story. Like, yeah, AI is being used in every session, but it's like Nino says, it's people who could fucking play, right? And then they do something, and then they do what I'm explaining to you that Teddy Riley does, but he just do it in his head, right? They're searching, right? You're searching. You're always searching. They're searching for, oh, okay, that's cool, but it sounds too clean, ba 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 ba. And then maybe if we put the stinky note under it, and or what if we played that like how we would play it in church, right? And then all of a sudden you got a SZA song. You see what I mean? But it's not like what people are doing, where they're just like prompting it, making the thing, putting it in a fucking DAW playlist, chopping it with the scissor tool, doing a perfect time stretch, and then putting RC20 on it. You know? Yo, what's up with CMP Kits? CMP Kits is done, bro. CMP Kits is done. I took my first loss this fiscal year and packed that baby up. No more. I gotta eat something soon. Oh, they open Juicy Patty by the crib, dog. I gotta go see what's good with Juicy Patty. What the fuck? I can't believe you're at a loss. Could I maybe hit you up on IG? No, I don't have the stuff. It's the shit's all spread around between the different creators. It's done, bro. I mean, eventually, you know, if you're not uploading, you know, I stopped working on it, dude. Like I stopped uploading stuff for years, and I wasn't I wasn't hitting the algorithm, and you know, and doing all that. And then as soon as Suno and shit hit, I was like, dude, fuck this, bro. Like I'm not about to be competing with prompts, bro. Like I'm gonna just keep all the samples for myself, bro. Y'all got it. Y'all fucking got it, bro. Yeah. No, it's done, bro. It's done. CMP Kits is done, bro. It's done. Back your shit up. Back it up. You could upload the kits to Gumroad. I might have to look into that. Maybe I could do that for you guys. But yeah, I mean at one point I had like 7, 8 creators on there making sample packs with me, you know. Like that shit takes, you know. But it got to a point like I'm making composition packs for people, and then we pivoted from composition packs to making chord kits for people, and making chord kits is fucking boring. You know what I mean? It's not fun. It's the reason why you guys pay for them and don't make them, because it's boring as shit to make that stuff. There's still people sharing loops on the Discord for placement. Yeah, and that's a fact. In mad Discords. And then also, bro, like you gotta like dude, like being a content creator as someone who's a musician like me sucks, bro. Like I only stayed doing content because of CMP kits and because of Studio One tutorials, because you know we were making great money with it. But that shit sucks, bro. Like just you spend 8 years doing what other people are asking you to do with music. Like, yo, help me make a trap beat, help me make this beat, help me make that beat, help me fucking do this, help me do that. And then you remember, like, that's not why you turned your computer on to make music, you know? What's up, big dog? Has anything good musically dropped this year in your opinion? This year? I don't know. I don't know, bro. I'm still on the damn life is beautiful or life is good. Whichever one the Larry June and Two Chains. I'm still running that back. That one actually lasted longer than the clips, to be honest with you. That's my main music. Love that album. Nothing sticking. Yeah, it's weird, man. What's come out? What's come out? Let's talk about it. What's come out? What is what has come out? I'm scared to listen to AZ. Do the Dusky. Let me see you by the apple, buddy. Yeah, camera. J. Cole. J. Cole's album was. I don't know. I'm not a J. Cole fan. That music's not for me. Yo, this is an amazing picture of Mike Dean, bro. This is awesome. That's fire. I mean, y'all see my recently played, bro. Like my recently played is like this is my music, bro. Like I gotta listen to God's Plan once a week. I need Lloyd Banks to remind me that he needs an industry gangster that argues and stays with Reefa and will flip if you call her bitch like she Queen Latifah. She'll flip if you call her bitch like she Queen Latifah. Where how do you even get to the here we go. New music. Show me the new music. Big Crit dropped an album. Good for you, buddy. I don't want to listen to any of this. Nope. Nope. NBA sucks too. That new rule that they put in where people could foul hunt by putting their shoulder into people's chest. It sucks, bro. It fucking sucks, dude. All because somebody got hurt when somebody took a charge, and then Twitter was just like, a charge isn't a basketball play. A charge isn't a basketball play. We need to change the rules so there's no more charges. People shouldn't be. You should just let them run to the basket. It's so stupid, bro. What's this? What even is this? Joyner Lucas. Nobody wants to listen to Joyner Lucas. Yeah. I mean, bro, like, I mean, the music isn't sticking. This is the most recent shit I heard that like I listened to, but this dropped in 2017. This is a re-release. The Conway. What the hell has come out this year? Now I'm interested. Yeah. Albums, because we're almost at the halfway point of the year, right? What the hell happened to Google, bro? Like it used to just give me a list of these. Yeah, I don't know. What is can you guys tell me anything that's come out? Do I still like Drake? I never liked Drake. Like that's like Not Like Us has been like my opinion of Drake ever since I first seen him. I was still rapping when Drake came on the scene, so I super did not like Drake. Baby Keem's album is good. I doubt it, but I'm not into Baby Keem. I mean, if I'm gonna listen to somebody rap on cheesy horn beats with a whole bunch of 808s, I'd rather hear his cousin do it than him. To be honest with you. Spiral Staircase, Larry June, Currency, and The Alchemist. Overcast. I think I think the whole stickiness of the music situation, it's a couple things, right? One, hip hop is not being promoted anymore. Um a lot of what makes the stuff culturally relevant is, the impact that it has on pop culture, and hip hop is just not being promoted, right? They have, ever since all those catalogs got bought up, like, I don't know if you guys noticed, like, now when you hear a commercial, it's like ever since the Get Out, not Get Out, ever since whatever Jordan Peele movie used the I Got Five on it and flipped it into a horror orchestral score. Now that's the play. You just take an old song. You got all the stems now. The labels own the rights to it, and they split it up. They have someone else flip it, and then that's your car commercial. So and because they're and because like the millennial era now, like, we have the disposable income, they're just playing us our favorite songs back, right? When before it was the teenagers who had the disposable income, so they would put that they would put the teenager music in the commercial, right? But now, like, I don't know what's going on, like, with Gen X, but Gen X raised their kids to that they don't need jobs for whatever reason, and I don't know if it's because, like, their parents wasn't home, when that whole latchkey shit, and that gave them trauma, and they're like, oh no, everybody's gonna be at the house at the same time. We're gonna do everything together, but but there's no kids don't have jobs. They so they don't have that extra bit of money to go around and spend on entertainment, and so they're not pushing the marketing to them. Corner Boy P. I had to check him out. Bronson album really stood out so far. Smoke weed and stay home. We had to work high. Yo, that's a fact, bro. That's a fact, bro. Be out there delivering all the pizzas, bro. Lit, dog. Just banging Juvenile in the with the with the 12s pulling up loud as fuck both ways, dropping off your pizza and garlic rolls. So you can hit up Best Buy and buy more CDs to put in the car system. That's the other thing is, you know, music isn't like a real product. It's a vehicle to sell like electronics, you know? So they'd want people to buy CD players and speakers, and so they would have CDs for you to buy, but you're going to buy a phone regardless, you know? You're going to you're gonna buy a phone regardless, so they don't really need to spend a bunch of money getting you to get into the music. But yeah, I just feel like hip hop's not being promoted anymore, you know. So if they're like the reason why Not Like Us was a sticky moment, it was because of the promotion, you know, like it kept on escalating. Like first you had the viral element of it from, you know, just from people reacting to it online, and you know, just the natural grassroots of it, right? And then he did that big ass show at in California that was streamed for free on Amazon Prime, that had this amazing production element to it, and everybody could watch it. You know what I mean? And that was the thing. Everybody could watch it, but it was streamed, so everybody had to watch it at the same time. It was like how it used to be back in the day, where you would have to be in front of the TV at the same time, right? So then everybody watched that at the same time, and then they heard the beat drop, and they heard everybody go, "Hey, and you were like, oh my God, they really said it in the stadium. Everybody's on the same type of time. Bam, 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 bam. And then you wanted to listen to the song even more, because you was like, all right, all them people in the stadium is on the same type of time. And then you went, and then when you got in the car the next morning, you put that song on, and you had the feeling of the shared experience, right? And then they put it in the Super Bowl, right? You couldn't wait to see if he was going to say A minor in the Super Bowl. And then he made it a moment when he looked at the camera and he said, "Say Drake," and then that became a meme, right? So there was and you look at the promotion level of it, like this is all promotion at the this is all promotion at the highest level, right? So that moment was a sticky moment, right? And it was a cultural moment that lasted throughout the whole year, right? Even longer. So it stayed with us, but there's been nothing since. There's been nothing since that has been hip hop music that's been promoted at that level, and therefore nothing has stuck. And nothing's coming that's going to be promoted at that level where it's going to stick. You know what I mean? Like it's just not coming. It's not happening. There's nothing in the pipeline. You know, the record companies have to figure out what they're going to be selling, right? because hip hop for the past 50 years it's benefited from a few things, right? Hip hop has benefited from America's corporate America's, like the elite in America's racist agenda, right? There, you know, there was a group in those corporations who loved fucking making black people look like criminals. They're like, hold on. Y'all are down to take your shirts off, show your tattoos, and hold guns on camera? We got a budget for that. Would you like to make the first $1 million video? Sure thing. We got you. It benefited from that. It benefited from being the most inexpensive music to make, right? Because you don't have to pay a band, you don't have to pay a string section. You got one guy with, you got one guy with a drum machine, and if they really want to act up, you get them a bass player and a guitar player and a keys guy, but that's still less than paying the band. And then once we started using computers and they fucking found out that 16-year-olds were they found out that 16-year-olds were blowing away platinum producers with FL Studio. They were like, "Oh, we got something for that too." As a matter of fact, we're going to use all them 16-year-olds, and we're not going to pay them. We're not going to pay none of them. We're just going to pay Hitmaker. We're going to have Hitmaker go out and find all the 16-year-olds who are just happy to be here, and we'll pay Hitmaker, but we're not going to pay them. Right? It was a fucking race to the bottom, right? And the white artists seen it, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do country. I see what's going on here. We're gonna do country." Right? And they did. Jelly Roll was making rap music since the 90s, dog. Since the 90s. Buying up pages in the source, bro. And then other people seen, and then Beyonce was like, "I'm gonna make country." Hold on. I'm gonna make country. What do you think that's about? You know? What do you like, seriously, what do you think that's about? Yeah, but so all of that is to say that the stickiness of the music is not directly tied to the quality of the music. You know, you can great music could be created and released and it not stick. You know, it's also our routines now. Um every big X the plug is country now. There you go. There you go. Biggest, the largest. But there you go. It was just because country you have to spend money to create, right? So there's budgets in it. And then on top of that, like country music in America just has a bigger audience. But and then the last part about the stickiness, the stickiness of what do you say? We used to have to wait until Tuesday and pay damn near $20 to hear new music. It feels like no, that's yeah. So it's the habit. It's so the next thing is the habits, right? You wake up on Friday, and while you're shitting and peeing, you are browsing for new music. Tell me I lied. But you wake up in the morning, you sit down to take a shit, all right? You're fucking relieving yourself, and you're looking on your phone for a new album. Just think about, just think about that act and the connection that it makes with your brain, right? You're taking a shit, you're pissing, and you're looking for new music. Didn't we experience Not Like Us live on stream? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. That was awesome. That was fucking awesome. That was a good day. But before the music was on your phone, right? You had to drive. You would have to drive to a store, and then you had to walk in the store and see the people, and then you had to get the CD, and then you had to go and pay for it, and then when you go and pay for it, the person sees it and they're like, oh yeah, and then they're like, oh yeah. Oh, this is fire! You ain't heard this yet? Oh, dude, bro, just go right to track 5. Trust me, just go right to track 5. And then there's this pump up the whole time, and it's a shared experience, right? But you know who you're sharing your fucking discovery with now? The toilet, bro. You're sharing your discovery. You're sharing your discovery with fucking Boom Boom and Pee-Pees. Like literally sit with that. Think about that, bro. Think about that. Before you used to share it with people. Before you go into the Best Buy, and they had that Spanish girl that had the fat ass working security, and you couldn't wait to pop in and say what's up to her. Get a little smell of that sour apple body spray that she got on. Hit the CD section. Put it in the car. Read the credits. Now you know who produced everything. $44 for 2 CDs. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. Back when $44 meant something too. But and then the last thing is art isn't imitating life right now. America, I don't know what type of conversations you guys are having or what type or where you guys are financially, everything, but at the minimum, there's 2 Americas. I think there's 4. But just to make it simple, there's 2 Americas, bro. You got Millionaire America, and then you got the rest of us. And the rest of us ain't doing so good, bro. The rest of us got shit going on. The rest of us got weird kids. The rest of us is dealing with budgets getting thrown out of whack because we're in a war. The rest of us is dealing with data centers getting built in our neighborhood, exposing us to potential cancer clusters. The rest of us is seeing like that family vacation we was gonna take. It's not attainable. The rest of us is dealing with are we ever going to be retired? You know what I'm saying? Are we gonna be able to do this? The rest of us, we're all dealing with a mass anxiety psychosis. That's why Doshi seemed like an industry plant. Because she actually made a song that resonated with what the fuck is going on outside with everybody. And they were like, there's no way this happened from making a song. But dog, that's what happens when you talk about what people are going through outside. In the first America. Right? That's what happens when you make music about what happens with people. Right? It's the reason why Dave Chappelle sucks now. Like, Dave used to be awesome. Because he was talking about what was going on outside with us. And then he stopped being able to do that. And he could only talk about what was going on with him. And what's going on with him is what's happening in the other America. And we can't vibe to it. It's the reason why Bill Burr sucks now. Same shit. All it takes is for somebody to just, make a soundtrack to what's going on right now. There's so I say it every time I stream. There's so many things that are happening. It is crazy, bro. It is absolutely insane. You got the stuff that's happening, you got the stuff that's happening with the tiny hats and what they're doing to people and how that pops up on your timeline and affects you. You got the stuff that's going on with the economy and how that affects you, right? You got the stuff with the Epstein class, right? You got the stuff with AI. Not only you got the stuff with AI, it's enhancing your music hobby, but it's about to take your job, right? Yeah, damn, that's a clean string line. But am I going to have a job in 6 months? Right? You got religious people who are telling you that Jesus is coming back. You got non-religious people telling you that the religious people are the worst people in the world because their religion tells them that, certain groups of people ain't going to heaven and they believe it. Right? Bro, AAU basketball ticketing has doubled since last year. I finally retired my son's hoop dreams. Bro, that's crazy. See, that's crazy shit, bro. That's crazy. That's a whole vibe that this man was on with his family. And it's just like, nah, we're not doing that no more. In the past, here's the thing, bro. In the past 365 days, I would venture to say everybody in this chat's life has changed in a small way. You're doing less than you used to do. You know what I mean? Like you're doing less. Everybody's making cuts. Everybody is making cuts across the board. Everybody's doing it. You have to. Everything's getting more expensive and it's not stopping. Every one of us right now is dealing with watching our resources just pull, bring back less and less and less from the economy. And and we're all doing what the fuck we were supposed to do, bro. Like, I caught myself complaining about some bullshit. I was like, damn, dog, the last 3 raises I got, nothing has changed in my budget. I'm still in the same place. I'm not saving more money. I thought I was going to be saving more money. You know, I got some pretty nice raises the last 3 years. I'm not saving more money because it's just getting, you know, getting eaten by inflation. Right? Like this is real stuff that people are going through. Right? But if you turn on a new rapper, what do you hear? Man, my brother, damn, coming through with the 9. Got my slime on the line. Like, get the fuck off my radio, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, dog? What are you talking about? Some label will put you in a fucking Airbnb and you think you're hot shit because you're in the hills, rapping about how you gonna shoot me and I'm listening to your music. Shut the fuck up, dog. Shut the fuck up. That's why there's no young stars. Because they have no idea what to say. I haven't gotten a raise since 2023. They told me I need to work more. Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's crazy. See, that's why I felt stupid complaining, Jayon, because I know there's people like you who are doing everything they're supposed to do, and you know, if you haven't had a raise since 2023, then it's like you're making less than you ever had. You see what I'm saying? So how the fuck am I supposed to get on YouTube and tell you guys to buy plugins? You see what I'm saying? Like, how fucking goofy do I look, bro? Telling you to get a subscription to Suno. You know what I mean? Like, this is the shit that I've been thinking about the past few years, bro. Like, it's just like the feeling of this shit, bro. It don't feel right. It feels like we're supposed to be doing something else. It feels like we're supposed to be working on something else. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, if I'm being honest. It's really you know, from an objective perspective, it's really a fantastic operation. How this is all going down, because you look at like you know, the like the generation and the people and shit like that, who, you know, if there was supposed to be something that would change, who would be capable to change it, they're just woefully ill-equipped to do anything, right? If you go on social media, you see like all of them saying, it's like, when is there gonna be a revolution? When is something gonna change? When is it gonna change? I don't know, bitch. Like, maybe when you start talking to people and start trying to do something, like, what do you mean? Like you typing it in your phone ain't gonna do shit. But they've made it so them dudes don't even know how to read. You know? Much less fuck up a train track. I'm just saying. You know, I'm just saying. You know, they can't say silhouette out loud. How they gonna disrupt a supply chain? You know, it's really a fantastic execution of what's next. You guys been watching the flock cameras? You guys see how they want to? I seen this one hearing where there was the police department. They want to take the flock camera, right? And then connect it to a drone, because when the flock camera takes the information, they're not able to prove who's inside the vehicle. That's how a lot of people beat the red light tickets. So they wanted it to automatically activate a drone. Then the drone fucking looks inside of the vehicle, gets the facial recognition, and then they have the case so that they can collect the tax revenue. And one of the city commissioners was just like, no, bro, like this is too much, bro. How much do those drones weigh? Oh, sir, the drones weigh 25 pounds, and they're going to be executing this this from 200 feet up. Well, bitch, if you drop something that's 25 pounds, right, from 200 feet up, you can kill somebody with that. So why are we introducing the potential for death just to collect on a ticket? Like, we don't need the tax revenue that much. And that was interesting to see, somebody on the city commission like actually be one of us and put some thought into it and what have you. But this is where you're going, bro. Like, this is what's this is what's happening right now. And how do we not have an immortal technique right now? Or maybe immortal technique would be too much, but how do we not have, like, where are the artists, like where's the Rage Against the Machine, bro? Where's the nobody's got anything to say about we don't got no songs about that. The fuck are you like if you're not making songs about that type of stuff, like what are you making songs about? What's Baby Keem making songs about? What's Baby Keem songs about? Y'all said that was a good album. What's he making songs about? His life in the crack house as a child. Yeah, see, this fucking, there's a bunch of ego music now. That album has related music. Okay. Okay, good. But like, you know what I mean? Like, you need for hip hop to continue. It has to have that element of the exposing what's going on. Like, when hip hop was breaking through and got to be mainstream, and this is what a lot of people don't understand or don't remember, or just maybe don't keep in the forefront of their mind. But when hip hop was breaking through the mainstream, it was shocking because it was representing something that wasn't often seen, You had the Rona and Trump and nothing addressing anything. Yeah, we got one song. Lil Baby gave us one song, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Bro, like, I don't like why don't I have no coronavirus conspiracy songs, Why don't I have no, Appreciate that, Aunt. Yeah, like speaking of Tribe, when did that come out? This came out in 2016, bro.
We don't believe you, cause we the people are still here in the rear, yo, we don't need you. You ain't a killing off good young nigga move. When we get hungry, we eat the same fucking food, the ramen noodle. This simple voodoo is so maniacal, reliable to pull a juju. The irony is that this bad bitch in my lap, she don't tell me she make money, she don't study that. She gon' give it to me, ain't gon' tell me none of that. She gon' take the brain to where the plane, she spit on that. The doors and signs with, don't try to rhyme with. VH1 has a show that you can waste your time with. Guilty pleasures take the edge off reality, and for a salary, I probably do that just sporadically. The OG Gucci boots are smitten with iguanas. The IRS piranha see a nigga getting common. Niggas in the hood living in a fishbowl. Gentrify here, now it's not a shithole. Trendsetter, I know, my shit's cold. Handsetter, because I ain't so bold. But yeah, all you black folks, you must go. All of you Mexicans, you must go. And all of you poor folks, you must go. Muslims and gays, boy, we hate your ways.
Bro, this was 10 years ago. This was a decade ago, and this is what you look out your window. This is now. This is crazy. And the man who wrote that at the time is a hip hop icon who's rich in his 40s, and he could do it. He's not even he's not suffering from gentrification and from fucking ICE. You know. This crazy. You know, bro, we had the whole ICE thing. Nobody said shit. Nobody said shit, bro. Nobody said nothing. Nothing. Because they tricked radical FBAs into the same fucking playbook as they tricked the poor Southern whites into back in the early 1900s. Oh, you see that minority group over there? That's why you don't got shit, because they're taking everything from you. CIA ran that same play on YouTube, like, hey, foundational Black Americans. You see those immigrants picking strawberries that are in your refrigerator? Yeah, the strawberries you didn't have to pick. That's why you don't got shit. It's because of Jaime and Jose picking strawberries. You ain't got shit because of them. You know. So it's like, yeah, I kind of agree with what ICE is doing. You know what I mean? They're gonna make it so that we could have better jobs here because, I'm looking forward to picking strawberries for 32 cents a basket. You know, that's an opportunity that wasn't afforded to me, and I believe that I should have it. So let's make sure that we get a paramilitary group on the street that are poorly trained that can shoot Americans, because I really want that berry picking job. You know, F them immigrants. I'm indigenous. Like, what? What? Nothing, bro. Nothing, bro. People literally getting kidnapped. Nothing. No music on it. And I really think that that's what all these cowards are waiting for. They're just waiting. They're just waiting for it to get quiet. Right? Like, think about Iceman, for example. You know what I mean? Like you getting ready to drop an album named Iceman. You getting ready to drop an album named Iceman. While Ice is out here doing what they doing, right? While there's a fucking concentration camp in the Florida Everglades. And your artistic vision is Iceman. Fuck you, dog. Fuck you. We're lacking artistry. Tupac made a song about a woman throwing her baby in the trash can. A hit. Yeah, exactly, bro. Dude and that's what's crazy, bro. Dude seen a crazy newspaper article and was like, I'm going to write a song that defines the 90s. You know? And then you're bombarded with all this information, and your inspiration is, I'm going to talk about hoes. I'm just gonna talk about hoes. I'm gonna talk about hoes. Hoes is what I'm gonna talk about. You know? "10 years ago." That's crazy. I can't believe this Tribe album is 10 years old. 10 years old, and it's more relevant than anything that dropped this year, dog. It's 10 years old. It's 10 years old, bro. It's 10 years old, and it's more relevant than anything has come out this year, bro. It's 10 years old. But you know. Rap hasn't been fun without the Drakes. Yeah, I don't understand that perspective. I don't get it. I don't understand what people mean by that. I don't get it. But you know, that's the online game. You know, like people, like you all bump into people in real life that talk like that. That's more like message boards, Twitter, you know. Like my younger brother is a big Drake fan. And he'll never talk to me about shit like that, you know. We never had discussions about shit like that. Oh, you have? That must have sucked. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, like as far as dudes my age, I ain't never met no stand-up dude that Drake was their favorite artist. You know what I mean? It's always like it's always like them dudes who always want to date 25-year-old girls and like ain't getting married and shit like that. What about the host? Dog, we're 40 and you married. Yo, facts, bro. Facts. Fucking facts, dude. And what are we even doing? Yeah, I mean, it's been said before, but the thing about Drake is just like it's not hip hop music. Like once you once you decouple Drake from hip hop and you take him for what he is, like he's like Doja Cat, bro. He's a pop artist, you know. That's not like he don't like he makes rap songs. He makes rap songs. He works with rap producers, but he's the he's a big time pop artist who dabbles in the hip hop space, and everybody knows it. That's why he crashed out a couple years ago, was because like it's like, damn, he realized, he's like, yo, none of the people in this fucking game take me serious as a hip hop artist. It's like, yeah, dude, nobody does, because you're not, bro. You know, and you could tell by his fans and the way that his fans act, and that was the one thing that really was made clear by the back and forth between him and Kendrick, and Kendrick and his fans, is that Drake is like Eminem. You know what I mean? Like you would meet so many white boys who were just like, yeah, I don't really listen to hip hop, but I like Eminem. It's the same thing with Drake. There's a lot of people who were just like, I don't really fuck with hip hop, but I listen to Drake. Um, people who love hip hop, like people who love like different rappers other than Drake, like they love hip hop music as well. Drake is like the only rapper that's out there that people like, and they don't fuck with hip hop. They're and I don't understand the I mean, I do. It's just that they're not relevant, but it's just like that's why I don't take that shit seriously. I don't argue with people online, or there's nothing, because it's like, bro, me and you are not on the same type of same length of frequency or nothing. Like you like Drake music, I like hip hop music. That's not the same thing. And me saying that isn't necessarily like, a pejorative to Drake, like saying that his music isn't hip hop or whatever. It's just being like, yo, like there's things as a hip hop fan that you care about, that are important to you, and if those things are violated, you don't tolerate it, right? You don't just say, well, I like this artist. Like that's the thing. Like we don't put our favorite artists above the genre. And Drake fans do that. Drake fans put Drake above hip hop. And that's what we don't like about them, That's what doesn't track. Ah. Anyway, I'm starting to get hungry, and they just opened the Juicy Patty by my house yesterday. So I'm about to go get in line, get like 6 of them, 6 patties, 6 cocoa bread, a couple of lemonades. Have patties for the weekends. We're old men, so our opinion don't count, is what they say. I mean, and maybe it doesn't, to younger people, but what younger people don't realize is that there's way more older people than younger people. So you gotta think that position through a little bit. You know. Anyways, I appreciate you guys tapping in on the stream. Keep it simple, don't be basic.